By all appearances, Eli Morgan was the kind of person people wanted to be. With a radiant smile, polished content, and a growing audience of over 1.2 million TikTok followers, Eli was rising fast in the world of social media fame. His videos, ranging from slick fashion hauls to motivational monologues about self-love, weren't just entertaining, they felt personal. He replied to comments. He shared what seemed like deeply vulnerable posts. He even spoke candidly about his struggles with mental health. Fans weren't just following Eli, they felt connected to him. But nobody knew what was hiding behind the ring light. In the small town of Brookhaven, where gossip moved faster than facts and quiet suburbs rarely made headlines, Eli was something of a hometown celebrity. Locals were proud of him, and young fans would try to catch glimpses of him shooting content at coffee shops or walking his dog in the park. He was one of the good ones, until he wasn't. It all began with the disappearance of Camille Ross, a 21-year-old college student and a close friend of Eli. She had last been seen at a house party posted in one of Eli's now-deleted Instagram stories. At the time, it didn't raise eyebrows. Friends thought she just went home early. But when Camille didn't show up for class, her internship, or even answer texts from her mom, the alarm bells started ringing. Within days, missing flyers were taped across town. A search party formed. Police questioned attendees of the party. Eli was among the first to be interviewed, and he was calm, cooperative, even helpful. He posted heartfelt videos urging people to help find Camille. He used his platform to amplify the search. One emotional clip of him crying on camera while begging for Camille to come home went viral, racking up millions of views and shares. But something about the video felt off. Reddit users began picking apart his words. TikTok sleuths noticed inconsistencies in the background of his videos. Dates, times, and even his expressions didn't quite match the timeline. A true crime YouTuber named Hannah Kane, with a reputation for solving mysteries before the police, posted a breakdown that caught fire. "The influencer may be influencing more than you think," she said ominously. The more people looked, the more things unraveled. A timestamp on an old snap he forgot to delete. GPS metadata on a shared clip. A faint reflection in a mirror showing what looked like Camille's missing necklace on his dresser. Still, Eli denied everything. He went live, claiming he was being targeted by trolls, that internet detectives were destroying his life. "I loved Camille like a sister," he told his viewers. "I would never hurt her." But doubts had taken root, and they were growing fast. Then came the break no one expected. A smart doorbell camera from a nearby home that captured Eli and Camille leaving the party together. In the footage, Camille looked disoriented. Eli had his hand tightly gripping her arm. It wasn't definitive evidence of foul play, but it changed the conversation from speculation to suspicion. The town was stunned. The fan base was split. Was Eli the victim of internet hysteria, or was he manipulating millions in plain sight? What no one knew was that Camille's phone had never stopped recording, and what it captured would rip the mask off completely. The world knew Eli Morgan as a charming influencer, but Camille Ross's phone was about to reveal another side of him, one he had carefully hidden behind filters and perfectly curated captions. After Camille's disappearance, her family handed over her digital devices to the police. Her phone had gone offline shortly after the party, but investigators recovered partial backups from her cloud account. Among the files was a nearly 14-minute audio recording, buried in her voice memos app, unlabeled, unsent, and unnoticed until weeks later. At first, it was mostly noise. Laughter, party chatter, music blaring in the background. But then came the moment everything changed. The voices thinned, footsteps grew louder, and Camille's voice became clearer. "Eli, you're scaring me." There was a long pause. "Why are you recording?" "Because you're acting weird." "Delete that. Now." The next few minutes were muffled, broken by sharp breaths, the scrape of shoes on concrete, and something heavy hitting the ground. The last discernible sound was a soft whimper, Camille's voice, saying, "Please, I won't tell anyone." Then silence. When authorities finally heard it, the room went still. This wasn't just damning, it was chilling. The recording alone wasn't enough to charge him, but it confirmed everyone's worst fears. Eli wasn't just a possible suspect. He might be the only one who knew what really happened to Camille. The story exploded across the internet. Hashtags like #EliExposed and #JusticeForCamille trended globally. Eli's fan base crumbled almost overnight. Brand deals vanished. TikTok removed his account after public pressure mounted. Still, Eli refused to go down quietly. He uploaded one last video before everything was scrubbed from his platforms. A shaky, low-lit clip where he claimed he was being framed. His hair was disheveled, his voice erratic. "They've twisted everything. That recording doesn't prove anything. You don't know the truth." But the truth was unraveling faster than he could spin it. Police obtained a warrant and searched Eli's apartment. What they found only deepened the mystery. A burner phone with deleted texts. A locked drawer containing women's jewelry, some of which Camille's mother later identified as hers. And a notebook filled with cryptic sketches, dates, and strange symbols. Pages were scribbled with phrases like, "No one sees the real me. Control the narrative. If they knew what I've done." Among the disturbing discoveries was a USB drive titled Drafts. On it were dozens of video monologues, unpublished confessionals, filmed in Eli's signature style, but darker. In one, he spoke calmly about manipulation. In another, he admitted, "It's easy. They'll believe anything if you smile and cry at the right time." Back in Brookhaven, the community was shaken to its core. This was someone their children looked up to. Someone many had invited into their homes through screens. Someone who had used charisma as a weapon. The question still remained, where was Camille? The search intensified. Bloodhounds, cadaver dogs, drones, and even a dive team combed the areas surrounding the party house and Eli's apartment. A tip from an anonymous source led investigators to an abandoned hiking trail Eli had once featured in a video titled, "Finding Peace in Nature." It was there they uncovered a shallow grave, just beyond the frame of his original shot. DNA confirmed it. Camille Ross had been found. Eli was arrested on first-degree murder charges, and as the cuffs clicked into place, he smirked for the cameras. No remorse, just a cold stare. But the story wasn't over. Investigators were about to discover Eli's online life had even more secrets, and Camille might not have been his first victim. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. News of Eli Morgan's arrest sent shockwaves beyond Brookhaven. The viral influencer with millions of followers was now in custody, charged with the murder of Camille Ross. But for investigators, the arrest was just the beginning. When detectives began analyzing Eli's deleted content, patterns emerged. He had filmed in remote areas, tagged random locations inaccurately, and changed metadata on dozens of videos. Even more unsettling, some of the locations featured subtle background items: abandoned sneakers, a pink hair tie, even a missing persons poster. All overlooked at the time, but now ominous. As digital forensics teams scoured his devices, they unearthed more encrypted folders. One was labeled Memento. Inside were photos, some clearly taken without the subject's knowledge. Young women, mostly alone, in vulnerable moments. Walking home at night, jogging, sipping coffee near a window. Some were screenshots from his followers' Instagram stories. Others were stalker-style shots with timestamps and location tags. Buried in another file, police found a list of dates and names. Some crossed out. Some followed by a chilling note. "Got close. She flinched. She believed me." They all do. Investigators cross-referenced the names with missing persons databases. That's when the case turned from tragic to terrifying. Two of the names, Emily Shore and Lonnie Diaz, belonged to women who had vanished under mysterious circumstances within the last 3 years. Both were aspiring content creators who had once interacted with Eli online. Neither case had been solved. At the time, their disappearances were brushed off as possible runaways or victims of random crime. Now, they were potential victims of a serial predator hiding in plain sight. The public was stunned. How could someone who danced with puppies, gave self-love advice, and told teens to stay safe and be kind be capable of this? One former fan, Nina Clark, reached out to detectives. She had once exchanged direct messages with Eli after commenting on one of his videos. At first, he was sweet, flattering her, offering advice about growing her channel. But when she declined to meet up during a fan tour in Phoenix, his tone shifted. He messaged, "You'll regret missing your chance." She blocked him and moved on. But when she saw Camille's face on the news, something in her gut twisted. Nina shared screenshots with police. Just one more piece in a growing case of manipulation, coercion, and deception. The press dubbed Eli the filter killer, a man who hid behind the gloss of social media while hunting for victims offline. Experts began weighing in, analyzing how influencers can weaponize parasocial relationships and charm to exploit fans. It wasn't just Eli's story anymore. It was a cautionary tale about the dark side of digital fame. While awaiting trial, Eli refused to speak to law enforcement. No confessions, no cooperation, but one person cracked his silence. Detective Mara Devlin, a profiler who had studied the behavior of killers who thrive on control and attention. By the time Eli Morgan sat behind bars awaiting trial, the public's perception of him had morphed from admiration to obsession. He wasn't just another influencer gone rogue. He was now a case study, a headline, and a warning all in one. Social media exploded with theories. Was he acting alone? Were there more victims? Had his audience unknowingly enabled his crimes? Podcasts, TikToks, and YouTube deep dives dissected his content, pointing out potential hidden messages and creepy patterns they had once overlooked. Some influencers even admitted to previously defending Eli, now distancing themselves in shame. But behind the online noise, the case built by Detective Mara Devlin and her team was becoming a psychological maze. Eli wasn't just a narcissist with a camera. He was strategic, performative, and deeply manipulative. Forensic psychologists pored over Eli's childhood. He grew up in a modest suburban household, 2 parents, no history of abuse on paper. But interviews with former classmates and teachers painted a different picture. Eli was described as charming but eerie, always watching people instead of interacting, obsessed with being liked but hated group activities. He didn't just crave attention, he engineered it. In middle school, he ran an anonymous blog where he shared secrets of classmates. Rumors, gossip, sometimes fabricated, but always devastating. He watched from the sidelines as friendships crumbled. He later confessed to a friend, "It felt like I was directing a movie." When platforms like Vine and TikTok emerged, Eli saw his opportunity, not just for clout, but for control. The ritual of the kill. Investigators uncovered more than they bargained for in Eli's storage unit. Hidden behind a false wall was a makeshift set, lit with softbox lights and lined with soundproof foam. A camera sat on a tripod. In the background, a large printed canvas that looked like a generic influencer backdrop, pale pastels and a ring light halo. But the videos discovered on the camera weren't motivational speeches or tutorials. They were monologues. Eli staring into the lens, speaking to his victims. Sometimes before, sometimes after the crime. "You always looked past me, but look now. This is forever." In one clip, his voice was calm, detached. "You thought I was your friend. You thought I wanted to help. I told you to drink more water and chase your dreams. And you did. Straight into me." It wasn't about rage. It was about immortality through fear. Eli had designed a persona so captivating that no one ever questioned what lay beneath. He weaponized softness, vulnerability, and the internet's obsession with aesthetic wellness. The followers who fought back. Yet out of this darkness emerged something powerful: community defense. Former fans and survivors of parasocial manipulation began organizing. Pages like #UnmaskTheInfluencer and Digital Safe Zones popped up, educating users on red flags, digital boundaries, and how to report suspicious online behavior. Camille's sister, Dana, emerged as a voice for digital safety, turning grief into advocacy. "My sister believed in people. She followed someone who seemed safe. That's what monsters do now. They look like your friend." Meanwhile, Eli continued his silence behind bars. No remorse, no cooperation, but he kept one privilege: he was allowed to write in a journal. Detective Devlin later reviewed it. Dozens of pages filled with fan usernames, emotional triggers, likes, replies, their favorite colors, quotes from their posts, the dates they interacted. By the time Eli Morgan went to trial, the case had become an international obsession. TikTok, YouTube, and podcasts churned out daily updates, splicing courtroom sketches with his old videos, analyzing every smirk, every glance, every word. Brookhaven, once a quiet suburban community, was flooded with reporters. Protesters lined the courthouse steps, holding signs that read, "Justice for Camille," and "Unmask the Monster." Eli's defense team tried to paint him as mentally unfit to stand trial. They blamed the pressures of fame, the toxic nature of social media, even childhood isolation for warping him. But prosecutors would not allow it. They laid out a timeline so airtight, so data-backed, that even Eli couldn't spin it. The recovered audio recording from Camille's phone, the photos and location data hidden in Eli's devices, the burner phones tied to women who had disappeared, the staged video monologues found on his hidden hard drives, and most damning, the journal from his cell, full of usernames and notes about followers, showing a methodical pattern of tracking, testing, and selecting victims. The testimony that changed everything. Camille's sister, Dana, took the stand, describing in painstaking detail the days of panic after Camille vanished. Her voice cracked as she spoke directly to Eli. "You wanted to be remembered, Eli. You wanted to be famous. But you will be remembered as a killer. That is the only legacy you earned." The entire courtroom went silent. Eli didn't look up. He sat completely still, a slight smirk twitching at the corner of his mouth. When Detective Mara Devlin testified, she explained the full horror, that Eli's social media brand was crafted specifically to gather vulnerable targets. His online positivity was bait. He used his influence as a net, Devlin told the jury, and he reeled in victims, one by one. Verdict and sentencing. After 18 days of testimony, the jury took less than 5 hours. Guilty on all counts. Eli Morgan was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. The judge called him a predator who weaponized social trust. In his final statement, Eli spoke softly, almost kindly. "They never saw me coming. That's what makes it perfect. No apology, no remorse, just a final performance." The aftermath. Dana Ross continued her advocacy, turning Camille's story into a movement for digital safety. The hashtag Unmask the Influencer campaign went global, sparking new laws about influencer background checks and online accountability. Parents talked to their kids differently. Young people looked at their idols differently. A conversation had begun that would never fully go away. How much do you really know about the person behind the screen? Eli's final legacy. Behind bars, Eli tried to petition to keep writing letters to his remaining fans. The judge denied it, declaring him a danger to the public, even through words alone. His social media profiles, once a glowing feed of motivation and beauty, became grim digital crime scenes, picked apart by true crime fanatics for years to come. The face everyone followed online was unmasked at last, revealing not a star, but a cold, calculating murderer hiding in plain sight. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell.